What could be cooler than Captain Cool back at the helm? Two gentlemen here who've donned that yellow jersey before. Catch it! Still testing their skills. I didn't even look. I just had confidence. Catch it! That they can catch it. Yellow drinks for the gentlemen who've donned the yellow jersey. MSD back at the helm, back in charge. He's so often been that motivator. He's so often got you out, from the depths of despair because Chennai Super Kings, things not going great for them, gentlemen. Social media is ablaze. Everyone wants to see Captain Cool back at what he's doing best. So you can understand the sentiments, you can understand the faith. Will it actually help CSK get themselves out of trouble? That's the question.
Well, if there's anyone who can help them, it is MSD. But can they actually do it? There are too many cracks at this point in time, according to me.
What about you, PC?
Well, I agree with him because, there are issues everywhere. If there is only one or two issues, you can still resolve them. But there are too many, right from top order, middle order, then bowling department. So I think it will take a lot of hard work to do that. Only just the captain can't do that.
And here, the entire CSK army, yellow army, I'm like, no PC, no Robin, watch how things will change. At the Chairpark today, yet again, it will become a fortress. All this we will divulge in our show today. Let's find out what the top stories are. How do the batters assess the conditions from what you've seen of the wicket? How do they tackle and play through those overs of spin?
Guys, I reckon it's going to be pretty good, that first 6 overs, those first,
4 innings, only 17 runs from Dre Rush. Surely that's got to change this time around at the Chairpark. Let's have a look at what our MVPs could be in terms of our fantasy picks brought to you by Dream 11, the players that will most from that perspective. But just the batting unit for Chennai Super Kings once again under the scanner.
Mayanti, when it rains, it pours. And that's what's happening with CSK this season. It's pouring very, very heavily. And they just cannot catch a break. And I just thought the shot selection on a wicket like that was really, really poor for CSK.
And all of that, you think in retrospect from that perspective, you subbed out Matisha Patirana as well. Hey, Dos, I don't know if you're at the Chairpark in a nightclub, whatever it is, it looks pretty cool at the moment. But, the opposition had a team that knew exactly how to bowl in these conditions. You wanted to see intensity from that batting unit. How would you sum up that batting performance?
lacklustre. And quite dark, to be honest, because as we just heard Robbie talking about there, it's a side that's batting with zero confidence. On a wicket which is, oh gosh, I've got to say it's a 160 wicket. Maybe even a 170 wicket. When you look at that intent, that shows you absolutely everything. Not one of those ranges is a runner ball. And even when you're getting in that sort of 8-metre zone there, that 92, here usually at Chairpark, as you know, Robbie, it's quite a good shot to be able to play, and you can pick the gap because you've got time, right? It's never really coming to you. So, all in all, it's a very, now the lights have come on, thank goodness, because it was feeling very dark, I've got to say.
There's always hope. There were a few eyeballs raised and a lot of hearts broken when he walked back towards the pavilion.
Well, yeah, I think that dismissal aside, when the umpire's decision is given, he just walks out. So for me, I thought maybe if MS thinks that's it hit his bat, then probably did, because he never gets the DRS wrong.
Hey, Dos, about 20 seconds for you. Out, not out?
Out. I'll give you less than 20 seconds because when you look at the scoreboard, it says MS Dhoni, LBW, Narayan. Yeah. The only thing is, just quickly on the conditions, there is no dew at this stage. So, we did see the wicket gripping. Maybe that's CSK's only opportunity.
At the Chairpark, considering the fact that they've now for the first time lost consecutively 5 times, lost consecutively 3 times at home. In fact, let's go to our man at the Chairpark, Matthew Hayden. I don't think...
5 runs. KKR's last match that they lost to LSD, they lost by 4 runs. So it's so significant, I believe, that CSK get into that space where they're catching up to the tournament and they're actually leading from the front.
Opinion, but I am also hearing that the presentation is ready. It's very, very disheartening for the fans as well. Let's hear more from the winning side.
KKR's trend
away any boundaries. KKR spinners dominated at the Chairpark.
Campa fizzy moments.
Bouch, when we saw that,
For next to nothing.
can I ask Haydos and Robbie here? Haydos, you're both former Super Kings across eras, but you know the Chepauk, you know it has to be a fortress. We always used to say, you come here, it's spin it to win it. So you have assembled a batting lineup that just aren't proficient enough against spinners. They're struggling from that perspective. You've lost 5 already on the trot, Haydos. How are you going to change that around? Who is the personnel that can inject that change for you?
Robbie, you and me.
And Raidu.
I'm ready.
And Raidu, yeah.
Because it doesn't matter with bat or ball, you go through the phases of play and you'll see CSK that are either sitting in the middle or in fact in the power play they're sitting on the bottom, and with the ball they're actually slightly better, but then they're not at the top, and that's a concern for CSK.
Yeah. Who are the players, though, Robbie?
Well, you have Sheikh Rashid, who they've been grooming for the last couple of years, so it's time to give him a go. There's Andre Siddharth, who's an 18-year-old, who you might as well blood him in now and see if they're all worth their weight in gold, and see if they're actually good enough. Because if they are good enough, you're actually developing a player for the next 10 years, and these are local players. And I think that it's time to try these guys out. As I understand their mindset, I understand that they go into an auction trying to pick up really good experienced players who've done well in the IPL before. But it's not going to come off all the time. When it doesn't come off, you need to have a backup plan. You also need to be brave enough to exercise that plan. And now's the time. If you lost 5 in a row and you're practically at the bottom of the table, now is the time to exercise those options and see, okay, we may not get to the playoffs now, but let's try and play these youngsters, because if they're able to pull something out of their hat, then they go to the playoffs, you're giving them so much of confidence, and they will feel like $1 million, and they will feel really great about performing and confident about performing at the IPL level, which will develop them as players. And you will have players that will serve you for a really long time to come. Take a leaf out of perhaps Mumbai Indians' book right now, as Mumbai Indians constantly blood youngsters, right? Rajasthan Royals do that, right? They give the youngsters the opportunity, and I think now is the time for CSK to try and do that.
It was understandably emotional as well, very emotional for a lot of CSK fans when MS Dhoni walked out to bat. He's back as leader, back at the helm. You're holding on to all sorts of faith, but his dismissal has been a huge talking point. And the things that he brings us, Haydos and Langer always, there's always a connect when it comes to a Hayden and a Langer together. But listen, it's so much of it. You cannot talk about Chennai Super Kings, the legacy that has been created through Mahendra Singh Dhoni throughout the years, and not talk about the emotions for the fans here at Anbudin at seeing number 7 at the toss today. It is hard to break away from that emotion, and this was a day that was supposed to bring them tremendous amounts of hope.
It's an opportunity missed.
Oh, it's a tough one, and we're going to have a lot of conversations about it. Haydos, thank you so much for joining us here on Amul Cricket Live. We will release you so you can make your way through the crowd of Elio, and thanks so much for being so honest. In fact, I think you're back in Mumbai. Is that right, Haydos?
Yeah, coming tomorrow, Lang. I'll be there.
Better catch that flight, Haydos. We're waiting for you.
See you, Robbie. I'm ready.
We are ready for you as well. Haydos, thank you for joining us. On that note, we will take a breather. Lots more for us to talk about as well. They visit Lucknow. They take on Lucknow Super Giants. As Robbie just pointed out, you don't know which wicket you might just get. But from the perspective of wanting to see some runs, there's some pretty big hitters in both of these units. Both of them very, very top-heavy. Both of them very reliant on their top 4.
They are. But an afternoon game at Lucknow, not knowing how the wicket's going to be, we might see another low-scoring beauty tomorrow. And then
low-scoring beauty. Season going forward, could it start against the Punjab Kings at home?
Yeah, it could. I mean, Punjab Kings, I mean, they've been good so far. They've threatened with big scores. You know, they've got a fantastic middle order. But, gee, Sunrisers, you just look at that batting lineup. It's a dangerous one. The way that they're going to play, I don't think they're going to change now. They might as well just go play the way they want to play. There are going to be certain sides that come up against them.
No. In Hyderabad, no, you got to be kidding me.
It's going to be high.
It's going to be a low-scoring thriller. Unless
SRH
decide to implode.
Why, Robbie?
Because
why?
as Arshdeep Singh, if Punjab do bat first, then you can be rest assured with the likes of an Arya, with Shreyas Iyer due for a big score.
Yeah.
It'll be
Maxwell.
binary.
Ouch, Robbie.
With batting binary, bowling, I'll give you 70-30. He'll bowl well.
Oh man, Robbie's on fire. We want to see this fire replicated tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen, for all your insight today as well. We will see you tomorrow from 2:30 p.m. onwards. It's a double-header day. Have a great week.